Okay, good.
Okay, so, all right, we are live on the stream. So, welcome everybody to Any Sunday Songwriters. My guests today are, I meant to ask you this, Eric, how do you say your last name?
Well, you spell it Gnezda, and it's pronounced Gnezda. You just drop the
Gnezda.
G off.
Okay, I will remember that. Silent letter. All right, so Eric, I think, is in Ohio. Am I right?
Yes,
Excellent. Okay, so just a straight shot north. We could fly there in an afternoon.
that's right.
And below me on my screen, anyway, should be Allie Cook, but she's got a technical issue that she is working out today. Hopefully, it will be all taken care of by the time it's
There she
her
is.
turn. Yep, she just peeked in there. S- Allie, you look like a Magritte painting. Just a little face peeking in the corner of the square. So, Eric, would you like to kick it off for us? And hold on just a second while I start the recording just in case something happens. Yes, I know. Um, Tell us a little about yourself and play us a song.
Yeah, well, I'm based in Ohio. I've been a songwriter for years, and I have a public television show called Songs at the Center, which is now in its 11th year. We're going to kick off season 11 on June 30th, and it's seen all over the country. It has from time to time played in Austin on your public television station. I don't know if it is on or not, but right now, but it comes and goes like it does on that's public television. So we're really proud of that show. We've had some great people on the show. We've had John Oates and Janice Ian and Rodney Crowell and Mike Reed and Bruce Coburn and all right on down the list. So we're really proud of that. I'm thrilled to do this show. I met Jan a couple months ago on a stream that we did through Farm, which is the Midwest region of the FAI. And so anyway, I'm just really happy to be able to share some music. The song that I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with a song called Living in the Backyard. And it's a song that I woke up one day from a dream, and I don't know how many of us songwriters get our ideas from dreams. It seems like most of us, yeah. But I woke up from a dream, and in the dream, my sister drove by my house. She lives out of town, but in the dream, she drove by my house. She says, "You know, the house looks good. Front yard looks great." And I said, "Yeah, but the living's done in the backyard." And that gave me the idea for this song. I was doing 80 'cause I was running late. Something deep inside me pulled me off the interstate. It was like a total stranger took control of the wheel, dropping me right in front of 22nd Street in Neal. I searched my childhood memories. The house still looked the same, other than the mailbox, nothing much had changed. My mind began to wander as a smile came to my face and took me to the backyard where memories are made. Tears welled up inside me. What happened to my dreams? It's been too many years since I got grass stains on my jeans. I'd trade this new Mercedes for a beat-up Chevrolet, and one day in the backyard where memories are made. I batted clean up for the Yankees. We always played the Sox, swinging for the fences in the drugstore parking lot. 2 outs in the ninth, and I'd win every game. Me and Dad in the backyard where memories are made. Tears welled up inside me. What happened to my dreams? It's been too many years since I got grass stains on my jeans. I'd trade this new Mercedes for Dad's beat-up Chevrolet, and one day in the backyard where memories are made. I thought about my little boy and got him on the phone. Son, get out my old catcher's mitt, put your Yankee jersey on. Tears welled up inside me. It's not too late for dreams. I'm coming home to get some grass stains on my jeans. Gonna trade this new Mercedes for a family Chevrolet, and one day in the backyard where memories are made.
Wow, Eric. That's
Thank
not
you.
even the one that made me invite you. Wow.
Thank you. Is the sound okay?
Yeah, sounds
Okay,
great.
Good. Thank
Allie, you
very
want to
much.
check yours and see if you can maybe grace us with the...
Can you hear some keys?
I can hear you quietly.
Oh, that's good. Okay. How about now? Still not great, is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Maybe podcast.
It sounds like old ladies talking 2 doors down.
That's a good song title. Oh.
So I'll just go ahead on. So since I'm sort of a combination of Eric and Allie and someone else who plays guitar, so since piano just got played, I'll go ahead and play guitar on this round. I used to think that life was like a little dance. If you missed your step, well, you had your chance. Now I know disappointments come and go. You keep looking back, you never get past them, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And life is an endless possibility, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. We're standing on the corner of was road, will be highway. I used to think that love was like a photograph, a Kodak moment, good for a laugh. But now I know real love is never just for show. You may lose is your lover, but love is never over, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And love is a golden opportunity, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. We're standing on the corner of was road and will be highway. One day they'll lay you in your grave and say the words the people say. Then they'll all go to some cafe or other. You won't be sipping coffee with them. Better celebrate some moments now while you can. I used to think that time was like a looking glass. If you could see more future, it looked just like the past. But now I know that time was just a river flowing. One season's done, the next one's begun, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. We're waiting for someday, that never gonna come day, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And we're standing on the corner of was road and will be highway, where it's now and then, it's now again. And life could be very extraordinary, 'cause it's now and then, it's now again. And we're all standing on the corner of was road and will be highway perpetually. Well, it's now and then, it's now again, and it's now again forever. Thank you. Oh, we don't seem to have Allie, so it's back to you, Eric.
Okay, well, I'm glad I've written more than 3 songs.
Boy, me too.
This is a song about my very first love, but don't take that too seriously until you hear the song. She was a swinger with a skinny rear end. She made me a hero to all of my friends. She was a 20 on a scale of 10, or I wasn't half as picky back then. We went to drive-ins and basketball games, dances and parties and hamburger chains. We even parked along Lover's Lane. My buddies would ask and the subject would change. Still, when I'm out on the highway alone, I'll go back in time to her console shift and how much I miss that Dodge Swinger of mine. Well, I took her for granted and she put up a fight. She started to squeal every time I turned right. The romance was over one dark stormy night when her wiper detached, then flew out of sight. Still, when I'm out on the highway alone, I'll go back in time to her sweet slant 6 and how much I miss that Dodge Swinger of mine. Lessons in life always come with a price, no matter how old we are. We only get what we invest in a love or a car. Well, these days I'm a daddy with a van load of kids, shin guards and cleats and Gatorade lids, trying to be an example of how they should live if they knew but half of the dumb things I did. Still, when I'm out on the highway with them, I'll go back in time. No, I wouldn't trade this, but oh, how I miss that Dodge Swinger of mine, that Dodge Dart Swinger of mine.
Dodge Dart.
Remember those?
I do. That was back in the days when everything that Dodge had, Plymouth had a cheaper version of.
Yeah,
So my husband had a Valiant, a Plymouth Valiant,
I remember those. Yeah.
and he named it Prince Valiant. And he talks about it all the time.
Well, we interviewed Jeff Daniels, the actor, on our show. He's also a songwriter, and he has a song called "My Old Blue Valiant," and I think it was his dad's, and he wrote a song about that. It was really fun.
Oh,
Well,
So,
I had a Dodge that went back further than that. When I was in college in the 60s, I had a 1952 Dodge,
oh my goodness!
wow.
and I complained about it. And my father said, well, when I was your age, I would have loved to have a car like that. And I said, when you were my age, that was the car of the future.
Yeah. Well, I've got kind of a funny story about Dodges. My aunt, who died a few years ago, she bought a 2000 Dodge Neon, and she drove it for 15 years until she died. And when she died, after 15 years, it only had 30,000 miles on it. I mean, she was
Whoa.
the quintessential drive it to church and that's it, basically. But she left that to me. And when I had that car, my daughters were learning to drive at that time, so I let them drive my larger SUV to be safe. So I was driving this little Dodge Neon around. And one day I'm driving up to my adjunct teaching professorship, and I'm thinking, nothing says success like being in your late 50s behind the wheel of a 15-year-old Dodge Neon driving to an adjunct professorship.
Fairly screams it.
Well, let's
Well-
hear a song.
Okay. I think I can do that. There was a point in my life when everybody was telling me, well, if you're serious about your music, you should be living in LA. I am so gullible. So I moved to LA. And it was pretty clear right from the first nanosecond of my arrival that was not a good choice. Because I got out of my car on Wilshire and Sunset. I had been there the month before to check it out and see if I could, make a life in LA. And it looked like I could. But where I was staying was with an old friend. And in January, LA doesn't look much different from anywhere else. It's a city. Mainly the temperature is kind of benign and the air is kind of benign, and there were mountains real nearby and you could see the mountains. Well, when I got out of my car a month later, it was February.
Ooh.
And it was 90 degrees. And the air was so thick you could hold it in your hands. And there were mountains just 10 miles that way, but I could not see them.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Oops. But
Well,
all
let
the
me-
money was gone getting there, so
Let me ask you a question. Did you live in Austin then before you
I
tried
did. I
LA?
moved from New York to Austin. In fact, I should probably do that song instead of this one. I moved from New York to Austin,
Yeah.
and
What part
That-
of New
it was-
York?
Manhattan, West Side, West
Wow.
68th Street. This felt like home as soon as I got here. But like I say, everybody was telling me, well, if you're serious about your music and etc. So here's the song that explains all that. When I left New York City, I thought walls and lights were pretty and wide open space. Well, that was Central Park. I pulled into Austin, thought soon I would be leaving. But little bit of Texas got stuck here in my heart. Well, the sky's so big it scared me, but the people were so friendly. I kept putting off the date when I would depart for that west horizon, never realizing the longer that I waited, the more leaving would be hard. When I finally hit the road on Highway 10, I said, so long, Austin, I won't be back again, 'cause I missed Texas every day and every night. I missed Texas, even things I didn't like. I missed Texas and it was tearing me apart, 'cause a little bit of Texas was stuck here in my heart. So there I am in LA, and I'm thinking I have it made. But every now and then my dreams would fall apart, and all the shoulders I could cry on were in some distant time zone. So I would cry all by myself for the breaking of my heart. Aww. Now I smile and shake my head, say, how silly can you get? What could I have been thinking to be wandering that far? And the man who walks beside me came back so he could find me. We're both firmly wed to the heart of the Lone Star. When I finally hit the road on Highway 10, I said, make room, Austin, I'm coming home again, 'cause I missed Texas every day and every night. I missed Texas, even things I still don't like. I missed Texas and it was tearing me apart, 'cause a little bit of Texas was stuck here in my heart. Yes, I missed Texas and I will never more depart, except we're moving to LA soon, 'cause my grandgirls are there. But a little bit of Texas, right out of the middle, it's stuck here in my heart. Yeehaw. Thank you.
All right. Well, that explains it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought when I left New York, I thought I was moving to San Francisco.
Jeez.
I know. Detour.
I'd like to know if I could have a turn.
Well, this is actually
This is only a listening thing.
but you know what? Until Allie gets her situation settled,
I don't mind if she
I
wants
don't
to.
mind either.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and sing a song?
Yeah.
These are
I said-
actually curated shows, but I know you.
Yeah. My second musical was to open at Penfold Theater in Round Rock on the 22nd. We were to move in on the 18th. But the Thursday before we were to open, an actress dropped out, so we had to cancel the whole thing.
Whoa, how rude.
How
I'm sorry.
rude
That
indeed.
probably shouldn't say anything, but
Yeah, well, she didn't like my direction apparently. But anyway, this is a song from it. It's called Bluebonnet Road, and this woman grew up in the Great Depression and World War II, and the year is 1979, and her older son, who's an Austin singer-songwriter, drags her and her younger son and her younger son's girlfriend to find the old farm to spread the ashes of her father. And but the thing is, the river has been dammed and they may not find the farm, and that's That's the context of this song. You can't go home again.
Um, check and make sure your original sound is on.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll just do it without. I'll just do it Acapulco.
Okay.
You can't go home again when your home is underwater. You can't go home again when your farm is washed away. Why did I think that I could regain my lost girlhood? And why did I believe I could relive it all today? My past is deep below, a home for fish, a home for turtles. No longer will I know the meadows of my youth. I wander in my dreams through fields of corn and sorghum. What happened to it all? I'll never know the truth. You can't go home again when your home is underwater. You can't go home again when your farm is washed away. Why did I think that I could regain my lost girlhood? And why did I believe I could relive it all today? When I was a girl, I rode to school upon my pony. It hurt my childish pride. My schoolmates rode in cars. Now I'd go back again to saddle up old Pinto and gallop field to field underneath the Texas stars. I wish I could go back with daddy and with mama. Wish I could see again them smiling at the door. Watch daddy mowing hay, help mama in the kitchen. I would never want to leave. I would never ask for more. You can't go home again when your home is underwater. You can't go home again when your farm is washed away. Why did I think that I could regain my lost girlhood? And why did I believe I could relive it all today? You can't go home again when your home is underwater.
How lovely. And
Yeah, that
so,
Thank
is.
you.
are you just going to hire somebody else to put in her place and open as soon as she's ready?
Uh, we had to cancel. I had to pay off the rent of the theater and pay off the tech people that I hired and the
That's
actors.
awful.
So it was just a lot to do, and I think I'll let somebody else take care of it next time.
What's the story of the musical? Where's that song fit in?
Oh well, the story of the musical is they're spreading the ashes of her father. They all get in her older son's pickup and they ride out there, and he's everything's an adventure to him. He's a local songwriter in the late '70s, and he's happy where he is. His younger brother thinks he's going to change the world of music. Um, he's got his own kind of punk music, but he says that punk is really for Brits and posers, and he's going to change the world. And then the younger son's girlfriend goes with them, and the younger son says at one point, "Let's slip out into the moonlight sometime," and she sings a song called "Seduced by the Moon." And that's basically it. And then we learn in the second act of a tragedy that the woman Olive didn't want to deal with the loss of a child that her younger son revealed that she had to come to grips with. So there's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
Multi-level.
Multi-level, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing
Each
that with
each
us.
character has their own songs and their own personalities, and
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, it sounds lovely. I hope we get to see it at some point.
I hope somebody gets to see it sometime. My first musical was more of a success. There was a full production in Salado in 2011, and then another company did it in Austin at City Theater in 2012.
How wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that sounds
about
great.
folk singers in the 60s.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to come sit at your feet because I've got a couple of musicals I'm shopping too. So
I can give you some pointers.
thank you. Thank you. I would really like that. So
Is it my
back to
turn?
you, Eric.
Okay. This is a song that, gosh, Jan, songwriters, I mean, every song is born differently, comes from a different place. And as the old saying goes, they're like our children. We can talk about them. This one, I don't know, about 10 years ago or something, a gentleman got in contact with me, and he said he was interested in writing songs, and he'd always wanted to do it, but he didn't know anything about it. And I was connected at the time with the Nashville Songwriters Association International chapter in Columbus. And so he would share these songs with me, and I told him, you just got to hang out with people, and then you'll meet other people, and you'll get demos cut, and things will start taking hold for you. Well, he gave me a whole bunch of songs over the years. And then one time, it was about a year and a half ago, he gave me a song, and I really liked the title. And he explained to me that there's a thing about, well, I don't want to give the song away, but thing about this thing called finding dimes. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and I did some research on it, and then I took it to a third writer by the name of Mark Brinkman, who is a International Bluegrass Music Association Songwriter of the Year nominee every year. I hope he wins this year. In fact, he and I wrote a really successful bluegrass song called Unfinished Bridges, which was just cut by Rock Hearts, which is a new band. But anyway, I took it to Brink, and we put this together, and the three of us wrote it, and it explains what finding dimes means. Back when I was barely 5, too young to understand, every time I'd see my grandpa, he'd put a thin dime in my hand. But then as I grew older, he told me what it meant. He said, that little coin I gave you is worth more than just 10 cents. He said, of all the other numbers, 10 might mean the most, bringing life full circle when an angel's flying close. So keep it in your pocket, and it will bring you luck. And every time you hold it, you will feel my love. Finding dimes in the strangest places, finding dimes everywhere I go. Memories in time fill empty spaces. Finding dimes is how a loved one says hello. It's been so many years now, Grandpa has passed on. I keep finding 10-cent treasures, even though he's gone. They'll show up out of nowhere, or just lying on the ground. It brings me peace just knowing His Spirit's still around. Finding dimes in the strangest places, finding dimes everywhere I go. Memories in time fill empty spaces. Finding dimes is how a loved one says hello. So close your eyes and listen when you stumble on a dime. Could be someone you're missing, giving you a sign. Finding dimes in the strangest places, finding dimes everywhere I go. Memories in time fill empty spaces. Finding dimes is how a loved one says hello. Finding dimes is how loved ones say hello.
How lovely.
Thank you.
So,
I should say that the third person, I didn't give you his name. His name is Bill Purpura, and he's a resident here of Ohio here. And so thank
Cool.
you.
So I have a story about dimes that I
Oh,
just
really? Let's hear
read for
it.
the first time the other day. The March of Dimes, that was the foundation for the study of infantile paralysis, also known as polio. The foundation was named by Eddie Cantor, who the idea was that it would be a pun on the March of Time. This was the March of Dimes. And when they minted the new dime, the foundation was started by Franklin Roosevelt. So when they minted the new dime, they put his picture on it. And so now every time you see, every time you see a dime with Roosevelt's picture on it, the reason I'll tell you the reason I said in a minute. You can be reminded that if it hadn't been for him and his efforts, probably Jonas Salk wouldn't have had the money to do his research.
Yeah.
And the reason I said is because I just got a note from Allie. She's still trying to make it work, and now Zoom won't even open.
Oh, no.
So I'm not sure about whether or not she's going to succeed. That sounds pretty fatal to me. So
Well, I guess I'll go. This is not what I thought it would be. This is only for professional musicians who
but you're a
are
professional.
established.
You have 2 Broadway musicals that you've actually had one produced.
Yeah. Well,
You're not unprofessional.
and I am a member of ASCAP.
There you go. So I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and put you in the rotation.
Please, thank you.
Okay, you're
I
on.
think I've got some good songs.
Did you check out how to do original sound on whatever device?
No, how does that work?
Okay, what are you on?
Oh, I'm on an iPad.
Okay, so it'll be under settings,
Okay.
and what it'll say is something about original sound. I can't remember exactly what they call it.
Is that under Bluetooth?
No, it's under meeting settings.
Oh, the Zoom, you're talking about in Zoom, not.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back.
For all of our people who are listening, wherever they're listening, we've had a change of plans because for whatever reason, Allie could never get her keyboard to show up audibly on the Zoom. It was loud and clear in the room she was in. It was showing up on the microphone, but it never made it across to the rest of us. So she's still working on that, and maybe she'll be back.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, Louise Richardson is here.
Yeah, I'm in settings, but I don't see original
Go
sound
to
anymore.
meeting first,
Okay,
and then
meeting
go to
topic,
meeting settings. Yeah.
portrait lighting.
Somewhere under meeting settings, it should.
It's under sound, I believe.
Is it?
You would
Okay,
think
they've
so,
moved it.
but I'll tell you what I have here. Already show meeting controls, touch up my appearance, portrait lighting, show name when participants join, show non-video participants, show self-view,
This has
stop
got to be
incoming
under
video, and show.
video.
Huh?
What you want to look under is sound or
There's
audio.
no sound listed here.
There's no audio?
Nope.
Then click meeting,
Okay. Meeting
And then-
topic.
and then somewhere in that list it should say meeting settings.
Well, it is meeting settings, but the ones I listed are the only ones except for stop incoming video and show my connected time.
No. They've moved it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I could just do it a cappella.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let me get out of here. Done. All right. Yeah, let me do one that I don't have backing for anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference.
Okay.
I think you may know Richard Paul Thomas.
Absolutely, I do.
He's my music producer, and he produced CDs of my two musicals, and in between the two musicals, I went to see one of his house concerts, and at intermission, I got to talking with this guy. We were talking about writing songs. He says, "Well, I'm a composer, but I'm not good at lyrics." I said, "I'm a lyricist." So in the next week, he sent me an MP3 of a song with just the melody and the title. The title was Some Summer Day, and I wrote lyrics to it. And unfortunately, he died a couple of years later. He was not all that old, in his mid-50s, I think. Scott Vaughn of Waco. But anyway, this is my summer song. Let me think of it. What was the title again? Some Summer Day. Some summer day, you'll come to me, and I will know all the wonders of your heart. Then I will see you are the one I will always believe in and will never part. We've yet to meet, but I'll know when I see the one I love come running to me. Some summer day, shining in the sun, like a rolling wave, you will touch me in the sand. And I just know you'll love me too, as we walk together down that beach, hand in hand. It's my own fantasy Yes, I know I always get lost in my dreams of a love yet to be. But unlikely dreams really do come true. And I know it will happen some summer day.
Well done.
Thank you.
You have a lovely voice.
Thank you. I do take lessons online twice a month.
Cool. Let's see.
Yeah, it's your
Fine.
turn, Jan. Let's hear a
Yeah.
story about your next song.
The story's kind of in the song. It's storytelling is my favorite thing. So, it has to do with, well, you'll see. I will not be leaving without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently to that good night. I'll be kicking and screaming and hanging on to the door jambs, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. Maybe. Probably not. I believe Moses looked like Charlton Heston. And I believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. I want to see the face of peace. I want to hear the voice of truth. I want to know that dream is real. And then I'll make that choice. But first, I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth, but hold the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, these eyes. I want ready, and then I'll say goodbye. Then I'll be ready. Yeah, I'll be ready. Nah. Nah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
I like the piano part on that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
The March of...
Well, that song, I think to follow that up, I should do the one that you like so much.
Oh,
from the
yes,
farm
please.
thing. Yeah. I'll just say that this song was took forever to write, and by that I mean years. I had this little thing that sounded like, and then I had a melody that went with it. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And I had this. I knew it was, it just. I had no ideas for it, but I felt like it should be something that it spoke to something about this nation. And I played with it for years, and every now and then, when I was tinkering on the piano, I'd go back to it, and nothing came. And then back in 2018, in that summer, I was playing with it, and I got a line, and I got chills. And of course, when any songwriter gets chills, you pay attention to that. And so I put this song together. It's called Separation. She once seemed to have it all. Brilliant, brave, and beautiful. She was everything you'd ever want to be. She was free and self-assured. Everyone looked up to her, a shining light for all the world to see. But she lost touch with who she was and all she'd ever been. Now we can't even talk without a fight. I hate to have to say it, 'cause it hurts down to the core. But I don't know my country anymore. She and I once shared a dream. We could do most anything as long as she and I stood side by side. But now I'm feeling left behind. She froze her heart and closed her mind, and we can't get beyond the great divide. Is it too late for her to wake and see what she's become? Is it too late to get back what we've lost? Sorry if I'm angry and afraid of what's in store, but I don't know my country anymore. Faced our fears whenever there was doubt, and always found a way to work it out. I'd love to say we'll make it like every time before, but I don't know my country anymore.
Definitely worth the wait.
Oh, thank you.
And sad. Sad
that
but
was-
true.
That song was selected for a compilation CD that, in fact, was released yesterday or today. Today's the 1st. It was released today to 500
Congratulations.
folk stations across the country.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you.
Weren't you in Wildflower also?
No,
No?
I
guess
don't. Maybe I was. I don't know. What's Wildflower?
It's a festival that's in Dallas.
Oh no, I wasn't. I'm going to find out about it though. It
You
sounds
should
like
be.
a good thing to be part of.
Yes. So, Allie, are you there?
Is Allie back in touch?
She's
She said her
here.
mic's not working, but there she is.
Yeah. So,
Here, but
anything?
nothing seems to be working. No, my other computer won't even open up Zoom. So it's just not my day for technology.
That's
Damn.
nuts.
But you have done this show before.
I have,
But
with
it
all
was
the same
on-
equipment too. All the exact same equipment.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I'm so sorry.
No, me too. It's so beautiful. I'm so glad I can listen, and I'll just have to troubleshoot it and figure it out.
Do you have any a cappella songs you'd like to grace us with?
No, I don't think so today. But thank you.
You're welcome.
I,
I'm so sorry.
I
Breaks
sing
my
a
heart.
cappella. Nobody has stopped me yet.
Well, Louise, why don't you go ahead and sing one now?
Okay. This is from my first musical, Chanteuse, about folk singers in the 60s. Johanna and Darcy are college friends from Texas, and they go up to Greenwich Village and become folk singers. And they sing this song kind of teasing the people back home. It's called Taxi in the Rain. You can never get a taxi in the rain, and it just ain't no use to complain as you watch your mascara flow lightly down the drain. No, you'll never get a taxi in the rain. Well, I left my car back in Texas. They said it's no use in New York, that someone will strip it or steal it or rip it or tow it away when I park. Manhattan is just a small island. You could walk it in one afternoon, but I wouldn't do it. You might not live through it and find yourself mugged by some goon, and you'll never get a taxi in the rain. And it just ain't no use to complain as you watch your mascara flow lightly down the drain. No, you'll never get a taxi in the rain. And you just can't depend on the buses. They're rarely, if ever, on time. And don't take the subway that jostle and rubway, or you might be attacked by some slime, and you'll never get a taxi in the rain. And it just ain't no use to complain as you watch your mascara flow lightly down the drain. No, you'll never get a taxi in the rain. Ba-bum-bum.
That's a funny song.
That's a funny
Thank
song,
you.
and
It's meant to be.
it is partly true.
All I know about New York is what I saw in Johnny Carson monologues.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, that was a while ago. The muggings are not quite as prevalent now as they used to be. But yeah, you still can't expect to get a taxi in the rain because everybody and their uncle figured out it was going to rain before you did.
yeah.
I think Uber worked that out, right?
Did they? I'm not
I th-
sure that there are ride shares legitimately in New York.
Yeah. Speaking of Uber, have you seen Waymo?
Yes, yes, and there's many more
What
of them
is
than there
that?
used to be.
Yeah. Austin's one of the test cities for that, I think.
Yeah. Well, it has been for a couple of years, but they used to be pretty infrequent, but now I see them all the time.
I see them near where I live. I go to the post office, and sometimes there are two of them back to back, you know?
It's going to take some talking to get me into one of
I know.
those.
You drive up next to it, you look over, and there's no driver.
Really, and the passenger is sitting in the shotgun seat, looking totally uncaring that there's no one beside him. I'm sorry, not my cup of tea.
No.
Um, okay, I wonder what I was going to do. Oh well. It's not New York and it's not taxis. It's a love song for my honey who's about to walk out the door.
Uh,
If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from all those careless promises and all the times my trust was betrayed, 'cause I didn't have a clue. But then I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe a guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, an opportunity that few receive, I could be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true. So I wouldn't follow through, because then I wouldn't be with you. And I'd rather be with you.
That's a really nice song.
Oh, thank
Well,
you. He
yeah,
likes
that
it
was-
too.
A good song. Yeah. What's the story behind that? Not that every song needs a story, but it sounds like it's a personal thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's the turn a pebble on the beach thing. You know, if any of those had worked out, probably to my detriment, I would be somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I like where I am.
Good.
Take a while to get there?
Oh, you have no idea. And you know, about half of my cohort, you know, like my generation, they have the same story to tell, and some of them have worse ones.
Yeah.
So, really, when I assess everything, I just marvel at how very fortunate I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
I've lost track. Whose turn is it now? Is it
I
my
don't
turn?
know. I was waiting for somebody to speak up.
Eric, I think it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I'll do this song. I was going to save it for a little later, but I'll do it. Well, I don't know. I could do a funny song now or a
Do a
serious
funny
song.
song.
Do a funny song?
Yeah.
Okay. This song, well, let's call it an amusing song. I always hate to say that something's funny because that's in the ear of the beholder. But yeah, this song, I was in a meeting one time, and someone said something about, we were talking about marketing and audience and all that, and he said, asked about the demographic, and somebody said, that we're north of 40.
Hmm.
And I thought that's a pretty good title for a song,
Mm-hmm.
except I raised it 50 years. I mean, I raised it 10 years to 50, because at age 50 is when you start not going downhill, but the body changes a lot. So I just thought that would be a pretty good idea for a song. So
Try 70.
yeah, well, I'm I'm almost there with you.
Say, he will.
Life is a hard road we all have to drive from the moment we're born till the day that we die. There's a point in the journey we're lucky to reach. Well, the bones begin to rattle and things start to creak. The eyelids grow heavy and the bladder gets weak when you're north of 50 and south of deceased. When you're north of 50, south of deceased, life is just golden. You set yourself free. It unlocks any door. Dang, where to put that key? Well, you might need a surgeon, but too soon for a priest. You're grateful to see the sun rise in the east when you're north of 50 and south of deceased. Friends say you're vintage. Kids call you old, got a full tank of gas, but the engine's gone cold. You don't have a filter, but don't give a bleep when it comes to what you're wearing. You don't care in the least, but you're scaring everybody down at the nude beach when you're north of 50 and south of deceased. When you're north of 50, south of deceased, life is just golden. You set yourself free. It unlocks any door. Dang, where'd I put that key? Well, you might need a surgeon, but too soon for a priest. You're grateful to see the sun rise in the east when you're north of 50 and south of deceased. Well, the chance of an accident is greatly increased, so you know every rest stop from here to St. Pete when you're north of 50 and south of deceased.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, this came up the other day, and I have questions to ask, but the other day somebody said something about something that had happened to them, and I got to thinking about it, and I realized the longer you live, the more likely you are to. So here's my brief little story. When I guess I was approaching 30, and that was back in Austin, the Austin you could hitchhike in and actually get to your destination and no problem, and you didn't give it a second thought. I came to exactly the right place to be who I was, you know. And I used to hitchhike to school, and more often than not, there was a manufacturing company that was across the street from where I would stand to hitchhike to school. And so more often than not, I would be picked up by one of the guys who worked there. And we got kind of to know each other as much as you can in a 10-minute ride to campus. But one day I needed to get out west of Austin, and he just happened to be leaving work at the same time I was out there with my thumb, figuring that it would take me several rides to get out there, and he offered to drive me all the way. So we really had time to talk. And we're talking, and I asked him about his experience, and it turned out he'd been in the military, and this was during Vietnam. And I was silent for a minute, and I said, "Why?" Because he said he enlisted. And for me, enlisting in the military during wartime, that's what you do if you don't have any other choice. That's just the way I read it. And he said, "I wanted to see what it felt like to kill someone."
Oh,
No
geez.
lie, that is what he said. And I sat there silently for a minute, and he said, "I've shocked you." And I said, Not exactly. I just realized that I was a fool to think I'd go through my entire life without meeting somebody who felt like that.
Jeez.
And I've had several occasions since then, not quite as shocking as that one, but where something happened and I thought, well, yeah, if you stick around long enough, of course you're going to meet that. You know? So that's
And it's scary to think how many people you meet who have thoughts like that, or
Yeah.
who, God forbid, have maybe done it. You know, you just don't, you never know.
I don't know. He never offered me any sort of inappropriate activity, you know, and I'd been riding with him back and forth to campus for months at that point. So I didn't feel endangered. I just felt like, wow, I didn't know you could be a human and have an idea like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
So shows you what I know. But it's just, yeah, north of 50, you're not only going to be dealing with your body is not what you remember from yesterday when you went to sleep, but also that, you know, that your experiences are definitely not over with.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I find, you know, as I age, of course, there's a lot of changes psychologically and stuff, but one thing is my memory just, there's so much more memory involved and life experience that I look back on some things. It's like the old 3 a.m. thing. I wake up going, oh my God, no, I didn't really say that. I didn't really do that, you know.
Oh, ouch.
And so much of that stuff becomes real, but it,
Oh yeah. I think there's a certain age when you suddenly remember everything that happened 30 or 40 years before.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, I just decided at one point, ooh, 1960 was probably a great year.
Yeah. Well,
The
you
thing
tend to
that's-
look back, and life's always better in the past, but
It
it
is.
really wasn't. It really
No, it
wasn't.
really
Filter
wasn't.
out the bad things.
Yeah,
You had just as many occasions to cry then as you do now.
absolutely.
A black person would not feel that 1960 was a good year.
No, no. But then so rarely is it good for everyone ever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
So I need to ask this because the time has come. Where will you be playing next, Eric? And where can people find you online?
Well, thank you for asking that. My web address is gnezda.com, and I will spell that. That's like my last name, GNEZDA.com. And I also mentioned earlier about my PBS show, Songs at the Center, and that website is songsatthecenter.tv. And so you can keep up with what I'm doing with that. And of course, there's YouTube channels and all that kind of stuff, social media. Come visit me on Facebook, make friends with me. I'd love to meet you. And then where I'm playing next, I'm doing, you know, a lot of my effort goes into Songs at the Center, although I've got something coming up. It's not in the near future, but it's in the future that I'm very excited
That
about.
counts.
And this is September 19th. I'm doing a show with Tony Arata, who wrote The Dance for Garth Brooks. And he's
Cool.
a fabulous friend and fabulous songwriter. And he and I and a songwriter by the name of Keith Larson, who's phenomenal, and then a violinist by the name of Arkady Gips, who did a 2-year tour with Madonna. And the three of us are doing a show in Columbus, Ohio, on September 19th. So if you want to get in touch with me about that, and if you're in the area, come by. We'd love to see you. But that's the thing that I'm looking forward to right now. I've got a lot of other gigs coming up between now and then, but that's one that's flagged for me. And what was your other question? What am I doing? Oh, I know. I got something to announce. I'm very excited about this. So thanks for asking. One of the things I've been doing when I've had time away from the TV show is I've been writing a memoir. And I grew up in Ohio, and I had a rather different kind of childhood. My dad was disabled. In fact, I think I'll do a song about him next when it's my turn. But he was disabled, and so that shaped my childhood, and that shaped my adulthood as to who I am and what I'm interested in. But anyway, I wrote a memoir, and I got a publishing deal in March for that. So we're putting that together. It's going to be published by Sunbury Press out of Pennsylvania. I'm super excited about working with them because they're a fabulous press. And so I'm currently getting that together and I'm going to be working with the publisher's editor very soon to get that out. So that's what I'm doing these days.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Louise, do you have something to add to the...
Well, follow me on Facebook, and if I get Bluebonnet Road up and running again, you'll find out about that. And I sometimes post poetry and
Cool.
videos that I've made over the years.
Wonderful. Okay. Allie, you want to hop on and say where you're going to be next and where people can find you? Are you there? Maybe not. Okay, so I'll go next then. The next Any Sundays show is going to be on June 22nd. And it will be Lynn Crossett, who is from Houston, and Roger Edmondson, who I think is from here in Austin. I'm not entirely sure where I met Roger, but I'm pretty sure. And that will be right here at 3 p.m. Central Time. You can find me at janseides.com. And it's spelled just like you see it in my little cell here, which I am always in. If you open up your chat or look in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, you can find our little tip jar. Just thought I'd mention it. And so one of the things I got to do very recently was a songwriters workshop with Eliza Gilkison. And, oh my God, her name is not coming to me, and she's Susan Gibson, maybe. But I'll put it in the chat as soon as I go back and look it up and see who it was. I know it's Susan. I can't remember which Susan. But in any case, it was very illuminating, and we were invited to bring a song, and I'm going to play for you the one I brought in just a second. So, it was written after I saw the headlines about all the food that was rotting on the docks on this side of the Atlantic when it was so badly needed on the other side. Our children cry all night, we cannot soothe them. You say you're on our side, but you are gone. We stuff their mouths with grass, hoping the hunger will pass, but it goes on and on and on. You claim the higher ground, claim the truth, then you stand looking down. Is that what your Lord would do? Would he deny our need? no thought of empathy, just thoughts and prayers and platitudes. That which you do unto the least of these, you do to me. Didn't he tell you that which you do unto the least of these, you do to me? You've received so much, you'll never know suffering. You are so out of touch. How can we explain the pain of not enough? Tell me, my sisters and brothers, what would your Jesus say? That which you do unto the least of these, you do to me. Don't you remember that which you do unto the least of these, you do to me? Syria, Afghanistan, Nigeria, South Sudan, Ukraine and Gaza, Somalia, and yes, America too. That which you do unto the least of these, you do to me. Have you forgotten that which you do unto the least of these, you do to me? May the words of our mouths and the cries of our hearts be heard.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's true. There is enough food to feed everyone in the world, except the governments get in the way.
Yep. And half of those places where people are starving, that's also true.
Yeah. And somebody tries to make a profit off it.
Yes. But my quarrel with this is you cannot do that and claim to be Christian at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So now that I've darkened the waters, have you got another one for us, Louise?
I do. This is from this is from Bluebonnet Road. And the younger brother feels like everybody's set upon him throughout the whole show. And toward the end, his girlfriend comforts him and she sings this song. Walk with me in the sunset and don't you fret about the day. In the twilight, we'll be all right. Just hold me tight, come what may. Always know that I love you. I'm thinking of you all the day long. After sundown, don't you wear a frown. Let's stroll to town, sing this song. Walk with me in the sunset and don't you fret about the day. In the twilight, we'll be all right. Just hold me tight, come what may. I used to sing that at the end of the open mics that I hosted.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, where were the open mics? In Austin?
Yeah. You don't know Austin, but
No.
there's a cafe called New World Deli,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a resale bookstore called Recycled Reads. And before COVID hit, I I hosted both of them, and then I turned one of them over to Jan Kuipers. I don't know if you know who she is, but and then COVID hit, and we did it on Zoom for a while, and then I just kind of gave it up after a couple of years.
I understand.
Yeah, those are hard to do.
Yeah, I do like doing these things on Zoom, but I really wanted to see people in person.
Yeah.
The thing that drew me to keeping this up after they let us out of our cages was um, under normal circumstances, and I guess today is not one, we'd get people from all over the world. And
Yeah, that is yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was fun. So I decided it was too much fun to let go of.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Eric.
Well, yeah, I told you about my dad and his past, and I've written several songs about my dad, but this was one of the more recent ones. Daddy's first set of wheels was a hand-me-down Schwinn, leather seat and a canvas bag to put his newspapers in. It was an uphill demon and a downhill flash, the fastest bike a boy had ever owned. When he finished up his route, he'd buy himself a double scoop. Then Daddy's set of wheels took him home. Daddy's next set of wheels was the one he called the bomb. Polished chrome and a red rose for his first date with Mom. They took it slow and steady, but they both fell fast. The only love their hearts had ever known. Before the end of spring, he surprised her with a ring. Then Daddy's set of wheels took them home. 30 years of happiness, good health, good home, and thankfulness. Then out of the blue one day, he lost the feeling in his legs. Daddy's last set of wheels were on the side of a chair. Padded seat and two handles so we could push him everywhere. It was an uphill battle, he went downhill fast. The bravest man I swear I've ever known. I sat there at his side, he squeezed my hand goodbye. Then Daddy's set of wheels took him home. Daddy's first set of wheels was a hand-me-down Schwinn.
Oh, I know he
Thank
would have
you.
appreciated that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
What was the issue?
Oh, he had MS.
So did my
Oh.
mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. What was the how did her disease progress? Because there's different levels of it and all that.
From what I remember, everything progressed kind of. I mean, her life. She was the valedictorian of both her high school and her college classes,
Wow.
and the life of the party. To hear everyone tell it, in my memory, that person is not there.
Yeah.
And one thing about her was that she was really angry about it, and you know, everyone around her kind of felt the power of that. So, at the last, she was pretty much non-functional. It pretty much stole her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Well-
read recently that they think they have found the trigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that it's something in the digestive system that's some kind of bacterial combination that is doing
Really?
it. The only other thing I've ever heard now they have all kinds of treatments that I have
Right.
several friends that have MS, and they're functioning on a very high level, most of them. But the only other thing that anybody ever said to me about it is, as like maybe this is the reason, is that all of the cases are in the temperate zone. And
Yeah.
that's where all the manufacturing is as well.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, that I said, oh, exactly that same way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know how you feel about it, and I know how his life looked, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was such an intelligent guy and had a wonderful sense of humor, and it was so tragic that he couldn't share that with the world. And, as he got sicker and sicker, he became more confined into his own room. And it was funny because neighbors would come to visit him. Now, he didn't have a lot of visitors, but he had some very dedicated neighbors. And they'd come by, and always with they walked in the door thinking, I'm going to cheer him up today. And lo and behold, an hour later, they'd leave as the ones who were cheered up. My dad had that gift, and it was wonderful to see, but just so tragic. So tragic.
Yes. Her major complaint was she never knew what she was going to wake up to. Things that she could do just fine the day before were gone today.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. And I asked him one day what kept him going, and he goes, the days that I don't feel like hell.
Yeah.
So now whose turn is it?
I think it's yours.
I think it's yours.
Oh, okay. Well, since we're talking about family, my niece recently married, and the person she's married to is in transition, and they had family there, they had parents there, and the parents were vigorously unsupportive. And it was not fun. And the next day, they got online on Facebook and expressed their anguish and ended up their post with, I don't have a family. Whereupon one of the cousins from the other side of my niece's family commented, yes, you do. We're your family now. You can lean on us. And I had been struggling because this was post-November 6th, and I had not been able to write. I was just speechless. Didn't know. I couldn't think of a single thing to say that I would want somebody to hear in a song. But when I saw that, I thought, there, that's the song I want to write. So that's the song I did write. I'll tell you something funny about the person who triggered it after the song. My niece's wife thinks nobody knows the agony they're going through. People say that's the life they chose. Their sort of love cannot be true. They've cut their ties with family, lost some lifelong friends. Now they think that in their corner is only them. My best friend's child thinks nobody shares the burden she carries in the world. People tell her that's your cross to bear. How it is. Sorry. People tell her that's your cross to bear, 'cause she's got 2 stripes, black and girl. They tell her that's just the way it is. Give it up, move on. Now she thinks she needs an army, but she has none. And maybe you feel the same. Maybe you think those folks are just gaming you, and maybe they don't care as much as they say they do, as you want them to. But we can lean on the ones that love us. There's gonna be some that we can trust, so we can lean on the ones that love us, and you can lean on me. Oh, you can lean on my brother's wife lies awake all night, wondering what trouble they might face. 'Cause her parents crossed that borderline to bring their children to the States. I've forgotten it, sorry.
Okay. That's beautiful so far.
She's anxious for her family, not sure who's a friend. Now she thinks she better be careful, 'cause so much depends. And maybe you feel the same. Maybe you think folks are just gaming you. Maybe they don't care as much when they say they do, as you want them to. But There.
That's a beautiful song. Goodness.
Thank you. Thank you. So here's what I wanted to tell you. Last night, the same person who said that said, I have cooked for many men I should have poisoned. And I replied, haven't we all? It was just so funny to me that that came out of the same mouth.
Yeah.
So, Louise?
Okay, I've got one more. This is a biggie. This is a title song from my first musical, Chanteuse. Johanna and Darcy were singing partners for several years, and they went their own ways, and they had their conflicts and everything. But Johanna is the one who becomes a big international star, and by the end, she's crashing and burning, and she's singing in one, a sleazier cabaret on the left bank of Paris, worse one after another, and this is her song. Oh, and the reference to the sparrow is that they were both big fans of Edith Piaf, who is known as the Little Sparrow. The song of the sparrow cried to me through the night. One day I knew I'd follow. Was I right? Did I do right? Shall I tell of tragic love, unrequited or torn asunder? Shall I coo it like a dove, or let it crack like thunder? Would you hear of carousels and all the joy there is? Or come with me now as I dwell on the sad life, on the real life, as I sing about the poor people of Paris. I am your chanteuse, yours to use within your heart, but I've never been in love, and I don't know how to start. Shall I sing of secret hopes lovers everywhere can share, of perfumed letters sealed in envelopes, telling someone how they care? Or do you like your anthems bold, proclaiming passions to the stars, or weeping sighs of love grown cold, the sharing gone, the battle done, in the aftermath, with nothing left but the scars? I am your chanteuse, and I lose myself in song, but beyond this cabaret, tell me, where do I belong? I just exist in cabarets. I only live in my soul.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How about if we do one more round and then
Okay.
bid everybody adieu?
Okay.
All right. Well, then that since this is my last song, that really raises a question as to which I should do. Well, I'll tell you what. This song has a little bit of a story to it. This is this was the first song I did, Jan, in the round that you heard, and it's kind of a misunderstood song. it was picked up by a Nashville publisher years ago, and then it was also the song that I auditioned at the Bluebird with. And as the years went by, I rewrote it. And it's just I don't know. It's a song. I've been told it's a guy song, that guys would relate to it a lot more than women. And it's just a song about loving somebody, but and still being committed, but you know, you always wonder. The connection, a human connection, is not as wonderful as a human connection can be. It's not as vast as some others. So it's a song called "The Air I Breathe Is You." It's not like I was looking for you to come along, 'cause she has always been the rock that I depended on. But you and I have something that I don't understand. You'd think that we had met somewhere before our lives began. So tell me what I'm supposed to do. I can't find it in myself to walk away from you. So help me, my world is split in two. She's the earth that's under me, but the air I breathe is you. I'm not the kind of person who'd ever be untrue. It only makes me love you more to know you're that way too. If you were just temptation, I'd turn around and leave. But you see things inside of me no one's ever seen. So tell me what I'm supposed to do. I can't find it in myself to walk away from you. So help me, my world is split in two. She's the earth that's under me, but the air I breathe is you.
That's
Thank
just
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to end on a lighter note, and I just realized I have Allie somewhere here, and this song was inspired by a group she's in. So Andy has been working with Allie's group Quintango, and they are a tango group, as you might have guessed.
Oh, love
And
tango.
they're so good. Just so good. Turns out tango kind of rubs off, if you're around it for even, a few minutes. So the next song I wrote was a tango. But it turned out it had a little twist. The idea, it was from a prompt, and the prompt was make a list. So this is the list. This is the tango. First, make a list, all the qualities you missed on your previous attempts. Then make a plan, all the places that someone like that might frequent. Call all your friends, let them know you're on the mend from your last affair. Consult your horoscope, seize the moment, and say a little prayer. And then you wait, you hurry up and wait. At the right place, at the right time, you meet your soulmate. You just wait, gently knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Improve yourself, pay attention to your health, learn a new dance. Take a trip, give your blues the slip, change your circumstance. Exercise your brain, learn a new language, do something just for fun. Get your fortune told, buy new clothes, you may already have won. Still you wait, you hurry up and wait. Be at the right place, at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait, gently knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Sooner or later, you're gonna notice a change. Your own company ain't half as bad as they claim, and it's not a cause for shame. You can't afford to wait. You can hurry up and wait. At the right place, at the right time, you'll meet your soulmate. You just wait. You'll be entering the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. 'Cause it's all about patience and timing in the tango for one. Thank you. So it's been, you think? Thank you. Well, it's been a whole lot of fun. I'm going to stop the stream now.